And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Welcome to Alaska Weather. I'm meteorologist Peter Chan, coming to you from the National Weather Service in Alaska region on this Saturday, May 10th, 2025. And in the weather-related headlines across the state, we are observing for the river systems mainly a thermal river breakup this season, meaning more it's of a melt-off factor than a big problem with big ice jams. We have the potential still for some minor ice jamming, but overall the ice has been mushing out and doing so in such a fashion that there have not been any real major problems reported. We have, though, windy conditions along areas of the Arctic coast, especially the eastern Beaufort Sea, where a blizzard warning is in effect for some low stratus clouds, some light snow, and strong gusty winds causing some blowing and drifting snow. There is also going to be a stronger low-pressure system in front lifting across the Aleutians Sunday morning and early afternoon. This system is rather strong for almost the middle of May to have a low that's going to have a central pressure down around 975 millibars. And as a result, there are going to be some stronger southeast to south winds up along the Kuskokwim Delta coast that could lead to some higher surf late Sunday night and especially Monday morning, early afternoon on Monday. So Dead Horse, we have some lower stratus clouds. There's a little light snow mixed in. Winds are starting to pick up a bit, 16 degrees. And areas further east, there is that winter weather, or I should say blizzard warning for Kaktovik, that area there of the eastern Beaufort Sea coast. Beaver, thin high clouds there along the Yukon River. We have still mainly some mushy ice there from around and below, just below Fort Yukon downstream, with areas of open water also becoming more prevalent. So what's happening is that the ice isn't flowing as much with the lower water levels in some locations, and it's just able to kind of mush out, melt out. So that's a good thing. It's preventing more significant flooding. 56 degrees there up there at Beaver. Kwagilingok, mostly sunny, 50 degrees. There is a high surf advisory posted there for Monday morning and early Monday afternoon, as that frontal system that'll be coming up with that stronger low up from the Bering Sea. Again, late Sunday night and during the day on Monday. Juneau still picking up some lingering light rain showers, 47 degrees. Conditions will begin to dry out, though, across the Panhandle on Sunday. Most notably, Sunday afternoon through Sunday night and Monday morning will be the driest period. And then looking at what we have for current advisories and warnings, that blizzard warning in effect up there along the eastern Beaufort Sea coast that includes Kaktovik, Demarcation Bay, the Barrier Islands up there. There are going to be some strong gusty west winds. There's a cold front that's pushing southeastward, and it has a little bit of light snow and some stronger gusty winds along that area of the Beaufort Sea coast, and that warning will continue into the day on Monday. And then down here along the lower area of the, I should say, the delta of Kuskokwim Bay, especially this region, Kwagilingok on over toward Kipnik. There is a high surf advisory for Monday morning and early afternoon with those southeast to south winds. Water levels could be a foot or two higher than the normal highest tide. And then this area here is a hydrologic statement for the middle Yukon. And what I was getting at was the fact that at this area of the middle Yukon is mainly the ice is just kind of, it's a thermally driven breakup and mushing out more so than any potential for some big strong ice jam. So that's good news. And as we look at the Tanana River is largely open. So is the upper Yukon above Fort Yukon. We have the rivers of south central, south of the Alaska Range open. We have the Kuskokwim River now generally ice-free. There was some ice down there around Bethel that blew out late last night, much early this morning. So as a result, that's good news. We're not anticipating any flooding like what happened last year. So the areas we still have to work for through are the lower Yukon, and then as we get to the river systems of the north of Koyukuk, Kobuk, and along the north slope there. That's going to take a little more time just being farther north and still a colder temperature regime up there. The Porcupine River will begin to probably break up at some point in the coming week ahead. So it'll take several more days before some higher flows develop from that breakup. and reaching Fort Yukon. So I would say probably by next weekend that'll be a consideration. But in the meantime, fire danger is also creeping upward. The grass this time of year is the greatest carrier of fire, and we find things drying out here, lower middle Tanana Valley on the other side of the Alaska Range, and then areas of the southwest interior west of the Alaska Range that includes up along the Kuskokwim River. These areas here are seeing the grasses dry out, so there is increasing fire danger. It's considered very high in the areas that are orange. And looking at satellite imagery, putting it in motion, we have low circulation here in the Gulf, rather weak. We have to the north this push of moisture coming in down off the Arctic Ocean and pushing inland to the North Slope and Brooks Range. And there's some areas of light snow along with some blowing drifting snow. And then down here we have the next low coming up out of the North Pacific, and the lead clouds are already overspreading the Aleutians. So we look at the surface weather map late tonight, early Sunday morning. We have a weakening area of low pressure south of Haida Gwaii. We have a trough out here across northwest Canada. Here's that cold front that'll be pushing southeastward across areas of the northeast mainland and northwest Canada. But this low coming up out of the North Pacific, crossing the central Aleutians in the early morning, will continue to deepen. This low, by the time it gets up west of St. Paul tomorrow afternoon, we'll be looking at pressure down around 980 millibars, with further deepening Sunday night into Monday, and a little colder air just kind of spilling into northwest Canada with that system way up along the far north. Little ridging coming up out of the North Pacific into the Gulf is going to bring a fantastic day to the areas of South Central, including the Anchorage Bowl, Matsu Valley. A number of temperatures will likely hit or even exceed 60 degrees. And we'll find the panhandle beginning to dry out for Sunday afternoon, especially into Sunday night and Monday morning. And looking at the map, Monday we have the low down near 979 millibars, and the occluded front arcing ahead of it will be pushing all the way in through the Gulf. Will not really get up into the panhandle until Monday evening, Monday night, so some more showers moving into the panhandle by Monday evening, perhaps at the earliest. And then could be a wetter day here across South Central, especially along south of the Alaska Range, including the Anchorage Bowl. Getting some rain, as will much of the southwest interior, see either areas of rain or rain showers. And for Tuesday, that front then just kind of weakens, and we have coldest air up here in northern Canada, kind of held to the east of the state. And this low will sit and spin. There's another area of low pressure coming up out of the North Pacific, but overall more of a showery pattern here across South Central, more unsettled as we go through the day on Tuesday. And looking at temperatures, lows could be down around 4 or 5 above there at Anatuvik Pass. Anatuvik Pass had the state's low this Saturday morning of 7 degrees above zero. Otherwise, lows in the teens along the Arctic coast, North Slope, pretty common. Areas of the interior where you have some clearing, we'll see temperatures dip below freezing. Temperatures should generally stay above freezing in South Central, especially along the coast and certainly through the panhandle. And then during the day Sunday, notice these warmer temperatures, 50s recovering much of the panhandle, maybe an isolated 60-degree reading down there in the southern part. Certainly around the Anchorage Bowl, shot at the first 60-degree reading of the season, 62 at Talkeetna. We have temperatures along the west side of the Alaska Range getting up above 60, 64 at McGrath. And then we get up toward Ruby and Galena, on up toward Tanana and Fairbanks. We could see 60-degree readings as well Sunday afternoon. Coolest temperatures staying below freezing in the 20s across the Arctic coast and North Slope. And then for Monday morning, once again, we could see lows down around 5 above at Anatuvik Pass, lows in the teens along the Arctic coast. Still some readings below freezing in parts of the upper Yukon if you have clear skies. Milder, though, with that front moving in. Temperatures should stay above freezing across the lower Yukon and much of the Kuskokwim Basin for Monday morning, because that front will be spreading more rain up along areas into South Central. So we see low temperatures with some wind, keeping readings above 40 degrees in South Central as well. And then Monday afternoon, some readings up around 60 at Southern Panhandle, Ketchikan and Craig. As we get up further north, maybe 60 there around Fairbanks. But with the cloud cover, breezy conditions, and some rain, I think readings mainly confined to the 40s across the southwest interior, as well as areas of south central. It'll be a wetter day for Monday afternoon. And looking at the temperature outlook, May 16th through the 20th, cooler readings possible. Northeastern areas of the mainland, that would include the eastern Brooks Range, eastern half of the North Slope and Arctic coast, as well as the Panhandle. Maybe readings a little above normal along the Alaska Peninsula, Bristol Bay down into the eastern Aleutians. And pushing that ahead a little further, May 18th through the 24th, near normal temperatures across the southern mainland and the Alaska Peninsula. Little cooler than normal temperatures, especially north of the Yukon River all the way up to the Arctic coast, and then maybe a little cooler than normal temperatures for areas of the Panhandle. Again, May 18th through the 24th. Precipitation likely to average above normal. Again, this is one of the driest times of the year, and it's looking like we will see some wetting at times that could extend up across much of south central, southeast mainland, up into the central interior to Fairbanks and the Yukon River, as well as covering, again, much of the Panhandle. And as we extend that, looking in that May 18th through the 24th, leading up prior to Memorial Day weekend, still looking like precipitation could average above normal along the long south and just north and south of the Alaska Range into the Panhandle, with slightly above normal precipitation expected in other areas of the mainland and Panhandle in that period of May 18th through the 24th.